Oh, hey, it is live. Awesome. So, one of the things, this isn't a Death by Tyranny podcast today. One of the things that's good to have a camera that you can just jump on and record uh, ideas, stories, podcasts, whatever it may be. One of the better things about it is you can do it in an instant if you have it set up, of course, and then you can hold yourself accountable, and you can also have other people uh, join in with their ideas, maybe even help you. And that's kind of a little of all three of those is a part of this. So I know if any of you have caught the last couple of Death by Tyranny podcasts, you may have heard that I wanted to get into some short film making. I just think it's the next evolution in my creative journey. I love podcasting. It just doesn't seem to have an audience to what I like to podcast about. I'm not going to stop podcasting. I would just like to look into other areas with the equipment that I have. However, I have had an idea in my head for over a week now. And most ideas come, you think they're good ideas, and they fade. This one, however, just keeps morphing into more, and it keeps growing. And instead of losing details of the idea, I keep adding on to the details of the idea. So, uh, long story short, I would like to make a 2 to 4 minute short horror movie. Obviously, one, horror being my favorite genre. Two, it's most people's first journey into filmmaking. Three, you can do it on a very low budget. And the most important part is you can usually do it with things that you already have. Now, the idea that I was actually talking about with somebody that we should have been talking about something totally different. However, that's irrelevant. She said, you just bought a house and you're fixing it up. It needs a lot of work. That's why you got it cheap. And there's movies out there about people fixing up homes. Man, there's movies about people moving into new houses and it being haunted. And I like YouTube and podcasting. And I also like YouTube for learning things. And I don't see that there is anything that's been done that involves a little bit of everything. So instead of doing a 2 to 4 minute short horror movie, we would do parts. They would still be 2 to 4 minute short horror movie films, but each part of that would be a project that we're working on our new home. So the main uh, idea for the movie, of course, is they buy their forever home, and something in the home is wrong, whether it's haunted or there's a burial ground. I don't know yet. And things start to go, bump in the night. Things start to move. Kids start to see stuff. Parents start to hear stuff. But in each part of the film, we actually be working on a project. So if it's a 4 minute film, we'll take 2 minutes of that, whether it be not just the first 2 minutes or the last 2 minutes, but we'll work in 2 minutes of the four, showing how to actually complete the project. We're going to be redoing my porch very soon with the main support beam. And to me, I don't know how to do this. This seems impossible. But to people that I talk to, they say it's actually not that difficult. So I feel like we could take and film that and incorporate that into, part one, part two, as well as the other 2 minutes of it actually being part of the story plot, part of the acting, part of the build up to the scare, and make both of these seem seamless. So if you were to watch it, you would, if you knew to look for the information, you would get enough information on how to change that main support beam on your front porch. But if that's not what you wanted out of it, you just wanted the 4-minute short horror movie, you could also get that as well and still be seamless. You still wouldn't say, man, they could have did so much more with this 1 minute of the 4 minutes of the short film if they wouldn't have tried so hard to show me how to rebuild this balcony. So it actually, now that I say it out loud, seems like it might be more challenging than I think it will be. But I think it's a really cool idea. You're taking almost all the good qualities of YouTube and none of the bad. You're adding in some know-how. You're adding in some hope with people buying houses in a shitty economy, and showing people that it's still, you're still able to go out there and do it. You're, like I said, you're feeding information to another generation that may never have learned how to do some of these things when they go to buy their first house. As well as it's pushing me to go to my next creative journey with filmmaking. And also we'll be learning how to do all of that as well. So I'm sure there'll be things in there where you could pick up if that's something that you wanted to learn how to do. And then ultimately, it will still be entertainment and hopefully good enough that people will come back for part 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, I have a couple of friends. I've expressed this to one of my friends. I've kind of shared it with my wife because obviously she would have to be a big part of that, seeing that we would be using our own home. Now, here's the part where I need help. I have noticed that there are like GoFundMes, Kickstarters, other forms of gathering donations for short movies. And quite frankly, I think I can do better than a lot of these movies that are accumulating thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, to fund the equipment to do a short film is quite a lot. To fund the projects of redoing the home is quite a lot. So what I'm going to attempt to do is do the best with what I have and practice, right? Because I'm not just going to go out and nail it my first go. I'm going to practice for now, and then I will start looking into some kind of Kickstarter donation campaign. And then when I release the trailer to part 1, I will also try to release the information to people who would like to donate. And of course, hopefully there's something out there that will say that you can donate more than just money. I honestly, as much as money, everybody knows money helps. If people could donate in other ways, that would make me happier. If there was somebody out there that knew how to do special effects makeup, or has done horror makeup, or has extra, horror decor laying around and can donate that for the series, that to me would mean a lot more than just money. If somebody knows how to rebuild a privacy fence, or has the lumber, instead of just donating the money, would want to come over with that project, that would mean more to me than just people adding and donating money. None of this is going to happen tomorrow. It's probably going to be, by the time the series is over, it could be, a year or two. but I think I'm at a point where I can at least start practicing the trailer and looking, and I'm in deep enough to where if I started like a Kickstarter, I wouldn't be able to back out of it now. And I just thought maybe if I said this on video, it would not only hold me accountable, it could also let people that might be interested in helping, donating, being involved, it would let them know that somebody out there is trying to actually do something like this. So if you're interested, if you want to donate, if you want to just be encouraging, even if you just want to tell me it's a dumb idea, of course, there's comments on all 3 platforms that I stream to. But other than that, guys, I love you guys. It's actually a new lens. It's a Sigma 16 millimeter, and I don't know how I like it. Everybody talked about this lens being the absolute one, first lens you had to get, and maybe for talking headshots. But honestly, I had a hell of a time trying to get pictures at night with it. And it's an f1.4. It should be fairly decent at low light. And I don't know how I feel about it yet. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's I don't know how to use it yet. But we'll see. With that, guys, I love you guys. Stay safe. God bless. America first. Peace, y'all.